All right, so let's look at this first one. So we've got a pyramid here, and we can see that the base of the pyramid is not a square because one side is 4 centimeters and one side is 5 centimeters. So let's draw that first. So we're going to grab a rectangle here. See if I can make a nice rectangle shape. Okay, so one side is 4 centimeters and one side is 5 centimeters. Okay, so now it's a pyramid, so I have triangles, and the height of all the triangles are going to be the same, but the bases of each triangle is going to be whatever the side of the rectangle, whatever the side of the base is. So this is going to be a triangle here. Let's see if it'll do that for me. Nope. So I'm going to do a little bit better job. That one and that one. So this is going to be 8 centimeters tall. This one is going to be 8 centimeters tall. This one is going to be 8 centimeters tall. And this triangle is going to be 8 centimeters tall. Now, if this side is 5 centimeters, then its parallel side, the one opposite, it's going to be 5 centimeters also. And if this side is 4 centimeters, then its parallel side, the one opposite, it's going to be 4 centimeters also. So what we end up with is 2 triangles. So we have one triangle that is 8 centimeters tall by 5 centimeters wide, divided by 2. And there's 2 of those, right? Because we've got this one and this one. We'll call this the big triangle. And there's 2 big triangles. And those 2 big triangles equals 8 centimeters times 5 centimeters divided by 2. And there's 2 of them, so times 2. So that's 40 divided by 2 is 20 times 2 is 40. So 40 centimeters square. Now that takes into account this triangle and this triangle. So we've already counted those, right? So now we have 2 more triangles. We have a little triangle, and the only reason I'm calling them little is because the base is smaller. So 2 little triangles, their base is 4 centimeters. So we have a height of 8 centimeters times a base of 4 centimeters, still divided by 2. And there's 2 of them that are identical, 8 by 4, 8 by 4. So times 2, right? So 8 times 4 is 32, divided by 2 is 16, times 2 is 32. So basically the 2's cancel. 8 times 4 is 32. 32 centimeters square. And that takes this one and this one, right? You can see how those are different triangles. One has a base of 4, one has a base of 5. All that leaves is the rectangle in the bottom, in the base of the pyramid. And that is 4 centimeters by 5 centimeters. So 4 centimeters times 5 centimeters equals 20 centimeters square. So now what we do is we add all of these 3 dimensions up. 40 and 20 is 60, plus 32 is 92 centimeters square. That's your answer. That's what we're looking for. Whoops, there we go. So this is the answer you want for that problem. All right, I hope that helps you see where you might have gone wrong. If you did 4 sides with the same base, that's not going to be right. They have different bases for each of the pyramid faces. 2 of them had a 4 centimeter base, Two of them had a 5 centimeter base, but they all had the same height of 8 centimeters. So that is where you have to pay attention. If this were a square, then they would have all had the same base. And you could have said times 4, but because it was a rectangle, you're going to have 2 and 2. You have to think about the shape that you're looking at. What makes sense about it? What properties do you know that it has? Okay, that's what we're looking at. All right, let's look at the next one. Okay, in the next problem, we are told the area of the base. We don't have to calculate that. So right away, we know that the hexagon shape, I'm going to try to draw a hexagon shape here. It's not very good. It's basically like a stop sign. That's really the worst hexagon shape I've ever seen. Let's see if I can draw one from in here. Polygon with how many sides? Oh no, I don't want to do that. Let's just delete that. We'll try again. I am trying to figure out how to make this. Aha, sides. 6 sides. That's what I want. Okay, so this one can go away. Sorry about all that. All right, so here's my hexagon. That's the base. We know what the area of the base is. The area of the base is equal to 2.6 centimeters square. Right there, just like that. We don't even have to calculate it. And because we know that a hexagon has 6 sides, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We know there's going to be 6 of these triangles. We are only given one side, one base, and one height. That tells us they're all the same. So we are going to have 6 of these triangles. And the base is 1 centimeter, and the height is 4 centimeters. We divide that by 2. But then we're going to multiply that by 6 because there's 6 of them. So we've got 1 times 4 is 4, divided by 2 is 2. 2 times 6 is 12 centimeters square. So all we have to do is add that plus 2.6, and that's going to be 14.6 centimeters square. That is the surface area of this hexagonal pyramid. Okay, that one wasn't terribly hard. All right, here's the next one. The area of the base is already given to us, 6.9 meters square. So we can do that later. But what we see here is it is a pentagon, which means 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 sides, right? So I'm going to just sketch out that shape to remind myself of what that is. Okay, there's that pentagon there. So there's going to be 5 sides. So I'm going to have 5 triangles to go with that. So that's going to equal, the area of the base is 2 meters and the height is 4 meters. Divide that by 2. But then I'm going to multiply that times 5 because there's 5 triangles, because there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 sides. So 2 times 4 is 8, divided by 2 is 4. So 4 times 5 is 20 meters square. And then it told us the area of the base was 6.9 meters square. So 26.9 meters square would be the answer. That's all the math you had to do for that, right? Because we didn't have to calculate the base part. All we had to do was calculate the triangles around the sides and add them together. Okay, next one. All right, we need to create the surface area of this regular triangular pyramid when this net is folded back together. All that is the total surface area of these 4 identical triangles. When you're not given any extra dimensions, then that tells you that in a problem at this level, that the dimensions are going to be what you're given. So the dimension, if you look at it, just look at it, the length of this side for this triangle here with the height of 4 is the same as the base of this triangle right here. Okay? They're identical. And if you look very carefully, this triangle, if you were to fold it over, it's identical to this triangle. And if you were to fold it here, it's identical to this triangle. That tells me they're all identical triangles. So they all have the same dimensions. You can look at that visually and tell what that is. So we have four triangles here that have a base of 6 feet and a height of 4 feet. We divide that by 2. We multiply by 4 because there's 4 of them. 6 times 4 is 24. 24 divided by 2 is going to be 12. 12 times 4 is 48. And that's feet squared. That's your answer. Next problem. So this is the final problem, and it tells us to find the total surface area of the square pyramid below. So square pyramid means that the base is a square, right? So we have a square, and that's not what I'm looking for. Looking for this right here. We have a square here, and it has 5 meters as one side. So we know that it's going to be, because it's a square, it's going to be 5 meters on every side. So then we're told that on this side here, the height is 7 meters. Well, guess what? Because it's a pyramid, they're all going to be 7 meters. So we have 4, if we were to draw it out, right? We would have 4 sides. So we've got 4 triangles, and they have a base of 5 meters because every side is a base. And the heights are going to be the same on each one of them. They're all identical. That's how we find the calculation for the area of a triangle. It's base times height divided by 2. And there's 4 of them, right? There's 4 triangles that are identical. So times 4. 5 times 7 is 35. Divided by 2. 17.5 times 4 is going to be 70 meters square. That's going to be your answer. Oh, that's not going to be your answer. I'm sorry. I'm not done yet. I forgot to add in the area of the base. So you got the area of the base, which is a square, which we know how to get to. 5 meters times 5 meters is equal to 25 meters square. We add those together. That's 95 meters square. Now you're through. Sorry about that. 95 meters square. That's your final answer. All right, so it's not hard. You've just got to break down the components of what you're looking at, right? If it helps, draw it out. Get a piece of paper, right? And if you have something that is basically pyramid shape, wrap it around it. Draw where the folds are. Crease it really good. Unfold it. See what you see. Start understanding how to match up the components of geometry to the physical world. Recognize the shapes in the things in your everyday life. And that's going to make you better at geometry. That's going to be better at making you see what's going on. But that is all of the problems for that pod. And the reason that it was marked missing for so long is because it was all incorrect. But just keep trying. Keep trying. Keep asking questions. You're doing the right things. Keep pursuing understanding, because as long as you pursue it, you still can succeed in it. Okay? It's only when you quit and give up that you fail. Don't fail. Don't quit. I know you can do this. You are a smart kid. I've seen your work. And just keep asking questions. All right? And I'll answer as soon as I can. Sorry it took so long this week. I've had the flu, and I basically felt like I was dead. So that's the best excuse I got for being a little late this week. But keep asking questions, and I will talk to you soon.